What's up, guys? How's it going? So I got a winter project going on right now out here in the shop. Home generator shed enclosure. Stick around. Hey, so before I dig really deep into this and start hacking stuff up, I wanted to kind of show you guys what I got going on so far. So I have a Suncast outdoor, it's like a garden shed. I picked it up at Lowe's on like clearance for like 99 bucks. And it fits the Harbor Freight Predator 8750 electric start generator almost perfectly. It'll be able to, doors will be able to shut, lid will be closed. And so what I'm doing here is I got a piece of, this is a 4-inch, this is a dryer duct, and this is a heavy duty dryer duct. And this is a metal exhaust to be able to handle the exhaust of the generator. So what we're doing here is we're making an enclosure, right? So, you know, it keeps the generator quiet, keeps it out of the elements, and it keeps people hopefully from stealing it. So drilled it was like a 5-inch hole or 6-inch hole there. Got the 4-inch exhaust coming through here. And what I'm trying to do is I have various things here. I'm going to try to mate the generator exhaust to the exhaust to go out through the shed door. So what we got here is I got like a 2 1/4 by 1 7/8 adapter. This is an exhaust adapter for a car from Napa Auto Parts. So it's going to kind of, I'm sorry guys, I don't have my light in here right now, but long story short, this is going to sit on the back of the generator. I haven't quite figured out how to mount it yet. I'm thinking either magnets or just shoving it through the screen that the screen that comes on the generator. I'll show you guys this better when I start actually working through it. But this will sit on the back of the generator, and I'm going to pinch down. I couldn't find an adapter that would really work, so I'm going to pinch down some 3-inch exhaust dryer ducting. This stuff's rated up to like 400 degrees, so this is going to be perfect exhaust tubing. And then this will mate with the adapter here that will feed into the 4-inch exhaust to go out the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use my Dremel or a Sawzall or what, but I'm going to cut this down almost like 3 inches from the wall here and get rid of all this so that we have room for the adapter, the flex hose, and then the exhaust, and the generator hopefully will sit somewhere like right around here. So that way I could have room over here for storing like the generator cable and cord and stuff like that. So I have on order, I have a 12-inch automotive electric fan that I'm going to drill a hole in right here, put the fan right here, and then I have a screen somewhere over here. This is actually, we just did some work in our house, and this is the old screen from our furnace. I'm going to mount it like this, cut a hole in the outside, and then the 12-volt automotive fan will suck out the heat, hopefully. And then I'll probably put like an intake fan, or not a fan, but an intake screen on that side. Keep air circulating in here as best we can. I'm probably going to put like a thermometer, like right there on the back, to see how this thing gets warm in here. Something I'm kind of considering is maybe putting some like sound dampening padding or something in here. I haven't thought that far ahead yet, but anyways, this is kind of a really quick rundown on kind of what we're going to do, and more as we go along. Stick with us. For generator stuff, so I think I got the exhaust figured out. Got it coming through the hole here. I got a 4-inch to a 3-inch reducer. Got the, this is actually like a, well, it's dryer pipe, but it's rated for up to 400 degrees. So it's, or negative 100 to 430 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the operating temperature range. So not worried about the exhaust with that. So I got kind of a mocked up template, well, not really a template, an outline here that's cut for my fan. I'll show you in a second. But the way this thing's molded, the inside is molded to the outside. So I thought it was like 2 layers, that there would only be a few places they were molded together. But all these spots right here, it's smart how they did it. It's very rigid. So even though this is completely cut, this won't come out. So what I got set up here on the outside, I got my vent here. Got the outside, and you can see where I started coming through there on accident. Got the outside marked off for that grate. So now I'm going to take the Dremel, and I'm going to start going around, and I'm going to cut that. I think I'm going to make a time lapse of me hacking that up, and we'll see how many times I have to stop the time lapse to put new blades on, because I'm sure this thing's going to break a bunch of blades cutting it. But here's the fan anyway. It's a 12-inch automotive fan, 12 volts, so it'll plug. White Claw, don't judge. It's a 12-volt automotive fan that I'm going to hook up to a DC outlet on the generator here. So it'll run 12 volts, so it won't draw very much, and all the time that the generator's running, it's going to run. So that way, I don't have to use up one of these outlets, and it's only running 12 volts, so it draws very little. And that'll be the exhaust fan. So here we go! New Dremel Easy Lock cut bit just failed. It's been on there for about a minute. It already broke. Nice. Alright, so I think I got the majority of it cut out. So here's what I'm going to do here. So follow with me. You got this little hole, this hole, and you got these two holes. Those are the fan mounting holes. The fan's going to mount from the inside, right? So what I want to do is I want to trim out as much of this stuff as I can for ventilation, but I don't want to mess with the mounting positions for the fan. So I think what I'm going to do is, looking at this now with just the exterior piece cut out, I think I'm basically going to cut all this stuff down here out and just leave the fan mounting spots and then trim all this out to try to give as much ventilation as I can. Yeah, the fan's only going to be sucking from that area, which my awesome ichrometer calculations were wrong. So you can see how the fan is about 2 inches up there. That's not going to be doing a whole lot, but it's all right. I think it's going to get plenty of ventilation. You know, I'm going to be running this thing when it's cold out and like 40 degrees in the wintertime, so you know, if I was in Arizona and running this thing in 120-degree weather, yeah, it might be different, but I'm not. So I don't think I'm going to take a video of cutting that out. I'll just show you it when I'm done. So grab a drink, stand by. All right, so I think all the cutting is done for now, except for the intake, which I got to do on that side. Got the fan all mounted. You can see now the little spot where the fan doesn't quite blow air out. That's okay. I got this all cut for ventilation. The fan is mounted. Here's the inside view of it. And right now I got the grate. You can tell I've done a lot of progress here on the 83 pickup clone. Yeah, I've done a lot of work on that. I got some mesh here that you'd use for covering up, you know, like spots on your house, you know, your attic or whatever. So I'm going to cut some of this out and make screens for this to keep bugs from getting in. Look at this awesome piece of art. So I took 3 strips of this mesh here, zip tied them together, and then it's sitting right on top of the vent here. So when I screw the vent in, I'm going to run the screw, obviously from the outside, through the mesh and into the generator shed. So this is going to kind of be pinched between the generator shed and the vent. Will it keep all bugs and insects out? No, absolutely not. But, you know, it'll prevent, you know, most of them from coming in, I hope. And then around every single entrance around this thing, and probably around the base of the floor on the outside, I'm going to use some caulking to try to seal it up as best I can. So, you know, it won't be perfect, but it'll be something. Alright guys, so the fan's in, screen's in here as you can tell, and then the vent is on the other side. I probably should have done this. I turned the shed here because I'm working on the other side now. Probably should have done this with better lighting, but I got the vent in there, and then because of the way this shed is all with all the different shapes, you can see there's quite a bit of a gap there. You know, I can almost stick my finger in, you know, back there. In fact, I can. So what I'm going to do is, and I might get criticized for this, but with the caulking, I'm going to really lay a fat bead around this whole thing. So, you know, I'm going to try to keep all the bugs out. But as you can see, guys, the fan is in there, and you can see the mesh and the vent. And now what I'm doing is this is going to be the intake air for the generator. So I got 2 really small little crawl space vents here. I've zip tied them together so that I can move it around and get the shape I want. And then you're probably not going to be able to tell on camera here. Oh, maybe. But I got some pencil marks there, down here. And that's the holes for it. So I'm going to take the Dremel back out and I'm going to drill a hole there, cut the whole thing out for a screen for the intake. So this thing's coming together. It's a bunch of videos that I'm kind of mixing together here, and I'm having a good time with this thing. You know, we're October 17th now. In fact, my birthday's in 90 minutes. My birthday's tomorrow. So I'll be out here probably past through midnight into my birthday working on this thing, and but you know, it's all good. Got a White Claw in my hand. Probably a beer next. Got Hickok 45 on YouTube, and I'm having a good old time. So stick with us, and we're going to get this thing completed. All right, so I think I'm going to call it a night. I've been out here for quite a few hours. I got the generator kind of sitting there mocked up just for aesthetics, for trying to figure out exhaust, miscellaneous stuff. This thing's filthy. It needs to be cleaned up. It's got plastic shrouds and dust everywhere. I hung one of these Harbor Freight V-shape hang-alls in here. That's just to kind of keep the cord in there, you know, while it's not in use and whatever. And behind that, you can see the intake for the generator. It's just two crawl space vents that are kind of sitting right on top of each other, and I got it screwed down real nicely. And then I'll probably put some caulking around that as well. But again, just going to call it a night. It looks very good in my opinion for just kind of winging it and looking at pictures on Google and kind of figuring out what I think would be the best generator shed that I kind of want on my house. So still got some exhaust left to do, and that's pretty much it, other than some caulking and taking it out to the side of the house and getting it mounted. So this video is just going to be showing you how to assemble the shed, so to speak, and give you some ideas on how to make yours. I'm going to make a separate video of the shed against the side of the house and how the breaker box is set up and how the generator runs to the panel and all that stuff. So that'll be a separate video. But for now, guys, hope this gives you some ideas, and thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification icon there at the top. I'm trying to post more videos than normal. So hope this gives you some ideas. Get your house prepped for winter. Take care, guys.